Hey, what's up guys? You noticed that I started filming on my Zoas. I'm really happy to report that I think the Zoa issue it's on its way to be resolved. So this colony was completely closed for like 2 weeks. Now it's pretty much almost wide open. Same with this one right here. I mean the tentacle is still not completely down flat, but it's looking good. And this one has just been pissed since day one, so I'm gonna give it some time. Swinging around, these guys, it was up there. It was up on the rockwork before, and it was completely closed. And you'll see that they're coming out. The rest, one of them is starting to open, but I'm still trying to convince the other ones open. Basically, what happened, right? I tried tweaking different things in the tank, and ultimately, what I found is that it was the water flow. So I have MP40. I had it up halfway, 50% power. So just for the heck of it, I kind of shut it down to maybe 25%. And that's when I started noticing these Zoas started peeking out a little bit. So I went a little bit further. I dialed it down to about 15 or even 10%. There was like really little bit of flow, and that's when these guys come out. So now I have it set at about 15%. I plan to slowly increase the strength as the Zoas get used to the water flow, and to find that kind of like where the threshold, like a little bit below what I can stand, because I think like a tank with a better water flow, it's more healthy, at least like for the other corals. But maybe a byproduct of the slower flow, the frog spawn is really opened. It's like taking up the entire top portion of a tank, or the rock at least. And you'll notice that my rose bubble tip anemone kind of found its way up there as well. It went from here, well, it's actually in the back. I moved it here. It actually did one lap around this entire rock, ended up back down here. And for the last 3 days, it actually went up there, tucked its foot in, and I think I like that spot. And I like that spot too. So that's a byproduct of me dialing the light down. I think right now it's running at 30% because I thought it was a light burn, and I think that may be a factor as well. So right now the light is running at 30%. I'm gonna slowly dial it up, hopefully having it rest at 50% after like 2 weeks or so. That may help with the Zoa stem going a little bit shorter, because right now some of the Zoa is kind of reaching up to get at the light, meaning that they may not have enough light. These guys, they were reaching up hardcore before all these Zoas started closing, but now it's either the flow or like the lights, they close for a while. You'll notice that first of all I moved it down all the way from up here to down here, and I kind of tucked them behind rocks, so there's a really gentle flow and they're opening up. So I'm gonna play with these guys, the more stubborn Zoas that's still not completely open. Sorry, I can't really speak. Just got off work, but I'm really happy to report everything else seems to be doing great. The opening and seems happy. You know, through the entire process, for some reason the Akins are super happy. They're always kind of puffed up. Sometimes I see it with feeding tentacles out. And I think the tank is getting enough light even at 30%, because I'm looking at this macro, the Dragon Breath macro. Usually the fluorescent tips is when the light is at a certain level, like it's bright enough. That's when they get the fluorescent tip, and it is getting that. So I think at least this amount of light, 30%, is good enough to sustain stuff. But I do want to slowly crank it up a little bit, just so that these Zoas can start laying flat against a rock instead of reaching up for light. For example, like that guy back there. I think that's a Sunny D. So what I may do is slowly raise the intensity of the light and move some of these more light demanding Zoas up a little bit, because it looks like it wants more. So I'm just really glad. I'm so glad that Zoas are opening again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to make a video and thank everybody that gave me ideas. I'm sure like everything played a part. You know, it's not just the flow, it's not just the light. You know, it's not just running carbons or Puriclean or dosing vitamin C. I think they all play a part. And it's not just Zoa as a benefit, it's like obviously everything else. The anemone actually got bigger, a lot bigger. Same thing with the frog spawn, it just got huge. I don't even know what happened. Let me see if we can take a look from the top. Yeah, it just got big. I guess it settled in and it's happy. And I do hear dosing vitamin C does really stimulate coral extension as well as growth. But I'll make a separate video for it. Yeah, but it looks like things are back on track. So I will make another update later in a couple days, and I will. There's some new development to the tank too, and I'll share with you guys in my later video. All right, thanks again everybody for your help in figuring out what's going on with the Zoas, and I will talk to you guys later.